Today's adventures of the great Iceman. The Iceman cometh. The tiny alien whispered, Andale, andale, arriba, arriba. Thousands of aliens came from out their hiding places, from up under the protection of sanctuary cities, abandoning taco huts and taco trucks, leaving salsa laid all across the streets. Was that too? Is that crazy racist? I don't know. Tom Homan, the Iceman, he's sick of this. He's sick of newscasters. He's sick of taking people commentary along with him. He's sick of sanctuary cities, and he's sick of governments playing with his law, federal law. It's not no joke. He's so serious right now. My name is Marcus Russell. I know that this is a very distasteful topic that I have been covering, but it's what's going on in America. Like it's real, and cities like Chicago, Brandon Johnson, cities like New York, Alita James, Holcomb, Kathy, it's over. Colorado, they're not only going to stop your money for 60 days, but they're going to mess around and lock everybody up that's involved with impeding federal laws. Let's get right to it.
Are Tom Homan. Look, Tom, I have so many questions. First of all, if they're shouting and helping these people get away with bullhorns, how is that legal to get help from the people in the streets? I know they can protest, but that's not what they're doing.
You're exactly right. When they come to they cross the line of impediment, and that's why I'm working very close, starting this morning with Department of Justice, and where do they cross that line of impediment? So they may find themselves in a pair of handcuffs very soon. So working with DOJ on that, get some legal guidance on that. I'm not an attorney. I know what SecOps is about. I know what crossing that line is, but getting DOJ back up on that. So it's something we're looking at right now, Harris. We're not going to tolerate it anymore. This is not a game. When we show up these sites, this is a dangerous job for the men and women of ICE and Border Patrol and all the DOJ agencies. To have that type of interference puts our officers at great risk. Not only the officers, it puts the aliens at great risk because anything can happen when we take our eyes off the goal here. So we're addressing that immediately today. I'm addressing OPSEC today, Operational Security, how these leaks are happening. We've already identified how this operation got leaked. I'll deal with that today.
Interesting.
It's all about controlling the message. I try to be transparent. I promise American people will be transparent in operations, but it's obvious we can't be having all these different news outlets out there with us on various raids. Bill Maloogian, great guy, but we got a lot of OPSEC concerns we're dealing with right now. But the leak, who we identified today, we'll deal with that today. But it's not a game. I want to put it out to whether it's Governor Phil Murphy or the rest of the people that who want to game this. It's not a joke. This is serious business, and they need to.
So Tom Homan is not joking right now. He is so serious. As you can see today, Pam Bondi just already sued New York. So like these sanctuary cities, you're gonna pay for it out of your pockets and mess around, lose your jobs. You know what I'm saying? It's so real. Um, it's so real. I feel so sorry for people who have connection to this. If y'all watching my show, if you didn't make it here legally, it's unfortunate. Hopefully, you probably should sneak out now because they're gonna permanently suspend your access if you get caught being here illegally. So, and the East Coast has a lot of beautiful people, from all over the world. So the world is beautiful. We just have a problem with right now. Not we. The, not we. Don't kill me if you see me in traffic. Don't be like Marcus Russell. Are you mad at me? I'm not mad. But Trumpito said that y'all got to go if you came here illegally. It's not me. You know. But yeah, it's real. So long as you came here legally, I love you. If and especially if you're in America now, we all Americans together now. That's all of us that's here legally Americans. But like if you just happen to be here and you wanted a better life for yourself, that's unfortunate. You should probably try to sneak back out of here. Let me wrap it
Stop,
up.
or we won't prosecute them to the Department of Justice.
Look, I know our audience was paying attention when that agent or officer told our reporter Bill Maloogian there have been some intel leaks. Like, those are very specific. So I understand what you're saying. You mentioned my state's governor, Phil Murphy. Yeah, he's trying to walk back the comments that he made about possibly, I guess it would be aiding and abetting if you're keeping somebody on your property. But we'll see what happens. He says that's not what's happening with somebody he thought was on his property or said was. I do want to ask you this because I've heard you say, Tom, that you expect more violence. And you were talking specifically on the border, but why would that be?
Well, look, President Trump is, promises made, promises kept, right? He said he's going to secure the border. The numbers are down significantly. Look, and we talk about between the port of entry. I know you reported earlier the numbers are down about 67%. Actually, between the ports of entry, because that takes into account port of entries. Between the ports of entry, we're down closer to 87%. As we lock that border down, we're taking money out of the pockets of the criminal cartels, right? They've made record amounts of money in the last 4 years, smuggling aliens, sex trafficking women and children, moving drugs across the border. As we secure that border, their business is going to drop, which means billions of dollars less they make. They're not going to go away quietly. So I truly expect violence to increase on the southern border just because of who they are. That's why President Trump has designated them a terrorist organization, because they are. They've killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. They're not going to go away quietly. So we're going to expect more violence on the border. But let me get back to what Phil Murphy says. When he goes out there and does this, plays this game, if the governor can do it, he sends a message to the whole world, they can do it too. Again, putting our officers at grave risk. It has to stop or they will be prosecuted. I'm working very closely with the Department of Justice to hold people accountable. This stuff ends today.
Well, look, I had Voters' Voices on the program live yesterday and was talking with people about what the first 16, at that point, now 17 days of this has been like. Here's what one voter told us.
I go to Chicago and I see the immigration crisis at the forefront, in front of my school, on the corners. I don't think we should wait until unpopular mayors like Brandon Johnson lose their elections. Their number one goal should be to be understood, and that's using their bully pulpit, that's advocating for the people that pay tax dollars to them. It's always, whose humanity are you looking out for? Wow. And why not us, that we're paying so many tax dollars?
And that young man, one of the Democrats we had on the panel who voted for Donald Trump this time around. Your reaction?
Who voted for Trump?
Look, I think the American people, they gave President Trump a mandate. So immigration, the border security, immigration enforcement is number one, and we're going to keep President Trump's promise. I looked at the numbers this morning. ICE has already arrested just short of 12,000 people in this country. Vast majority are of criminals, public safety threats. And that's what we're trying to do. And for any mayor or governor who doesn't want public safety threats removed from the communities, I find it hard to believe that. But we're going to do it, with or without them. If they're not going to help, get out of the way. But don't cross that line. Do not impede our operations. Do not knowingly conceal or harbor an illegal alien, because we will seek prosecution. We're going to do what the President promised American people. We're going to make our communities safer by targeting those who are in the country illegally, that have criminal record, or a public safety threat. That's what we're doing. But if you force us into the community and not let us get the bad guy into jail, that's going to put the community at risk. It means more collateral arrests, means more non-criminals being arrested, because when we find the bad guy, which we will, there's going to be others with them, others that may not be a criminal priority, but we're not going to instruct ICE to walk away from them like the Biden administration did. We're going to enforce immigration law.
I tell you, Tom Homan, you have those gang members and illegals on the run, with reports of people trying to move around the country now to get away from operations that they know are coming, and maybe tipping each other off. We'll see. We'll cover this stem to stern, especially as you find out what happened with those intel leaks. Thank you.
Look, so Harris, we will not be happy to every single TDA member. TDA is going to be eradicated from this country. I will not rest until every one of them are in prison or at Gitmo. That's a promise I'm making to the American people.
Tom Homan, the border czar for President Trump, on it. Thank you very much.
Iceman coming. It's so serious. Okay, let me say this. I'll say this every time I speak on immigration. Because if it was up to me, I would not be trying to kick you out of this country. But I'm not the president. Trumpito wants to get you out of here. Okay, but also, after saying that, to anybody that's an illegal alien in America and they're watching this, you've had my entire life to try to connect with us, with your American colored people, brothers of color. And we so long to have like something in common with y'all. Like, we wanted to be like, we Indians too, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But now that a couple of bad apples, here, a couple 30 million, bad apples is here, and they got titles, gang names, TDA, MS-13, and they making the whole look bad. Just a couple bad apples, just a couple 30 million, and they making the whole entirety of immigrants look negative, and so now the government is doing something about it. I just don't feel connected enough to defend you, not me. You know what I mean? I ain't the one. Like, where was you at? Where was you at? You ain't had nothing to say. I ain't see y'all marching. There was hella stuff going on, man. My whole life. So yeah, no. So anyway, let me finish my story. So this Iceman. So the squad of United Empire soldiers, they collided through the ruins of what was left over of sanctuary cities. The mission was clear: street every single street for presence of aliens. But the real objective wasn't just to execute and find aliens. It was to uncover the traitors who had been secretly aiding and abetting the alien invaders. As they searched the town of New Jersey, they found the mayor, Phil Murphy, had suspiciously been hiding behind a bunch of hush money and misappropriated funds. Mayor Phil, have you seen the aliens? The Iceman asked. No, no, Commander. I haven't seen the aliens. Don't lie to me! And the Iceman gave him the ice stare. Yes, they're in my basement. Come get them. Mayor Phil said. All right, this is messed up. Yo, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Till next time, check me out.